I'm Kristine Leahy with another edition of Best Thing I Heard This Week. Jim Jackson let us know an underdog we should keep our eye on in the tournament.
It's a different year because if you look at Kansas, they're not overly talented, but they have seniors. Okay, if you look at North Carolina, they have a couple pros, maybe Bryce Johnson, but they can't shoot. So everybody has flaws. Even Oregon, from the perspective I have them in my Final Four, they have flaws in their game. So it could be a year like when Butler went to the Final Four and had a good chance, and they ran up against a Duke team that was just, tough and everything like that. But I think this is a year that a team like Gonzaga, with the makeup they have, quality guards,
Great coach.
NBA big. Oh, wait, Kyle Wiltshire. Let's not forget about him. Here's a guy that can.
Can he play in the NBA?
I think he can have a good shot because one, he can put it on the floor. He can shoot it. He's not overly fast, but he knows how to play. So the Zags are one of those teams. It's going to be interesting to see how they match up against Syracuse and Chicago.
Jason Whitlock told us what LeBron's biggest problem is.
LeBron has been a child star since age 14, 15 years old. And he's now 32, 31. That's a long time on the stage with the lights. We've seen what kids look like. They start becoming little Kardashians.
Well, this is Trump. When you're a public servant, or you're in the public eye for 50 years, you do get somewhat diluted. LeBron is
100%.
LeBron is a little bit, as a bright guy, but a little diluted.
Absolutely, he's a little delusional, and I think that's what you're saying. But someone needs to tap him on the shoulder and say, "Come back into the real world. You don't want to leave Cleveland. That would be a disaster for your brand. Stick it out. There's some tough times in Cleveland." And he created this mess. He's the guy, in my opinion, that didn't want Andrew Wiggins and wanted Kevin Love. That's a disastrous decision. He shouldn't blame that on anyone else. Own it. Fix it. Cleveland is your city. Akron is your city. Stick it out. Things are tough right now. Man up and stick it out.
Gary Player was on the couch and talked to Tiger Woods.
It's always very difficult to say what happened to a particular person because the mind's got a lot to do with things. But he had his problems outside of golf. And then he wins the U.S. Open by 15 shots. He was on his way to being the greatest player the world had ever seen. No question. He then goes and has lessons and gets this man's opinion, that man's opinion, then another man, 3 different coaches, and gets, as he said to me at Augusta, he said, "I'm confused." He said to me, "I have sleep deprivation, only sleep 3 hours a night." So these things have a lot to do with it. Nothing to do with his body. I mean, you go and watch some of these football players. They're big here, they're big-shouldered, big biceps, and they play beautiful golf, hit the ball a long way, and
so you
play
think
well.
Tiger's mental more than physical?
Well, no, I think the fact that he had all these lessons, if he never had a lesson, I really believe this, if he never had a lesson after he won the U.S. Open by 15 shots, I believe he won 22 majors.
And Josh Norman took us through his Super Bowl experience.
Was I a little nervous? Maybe, because I dropped a pass with my coach throw to me during pregame that I never do. That's how I know it kind of like, the nerves probably starting to seek in. I started to see, the NFL execs, then the Hall of Famers walk by.
Oh, yeah, the opening.
Big wigs, top guys, just all out there at one time. Actors, celebrities, you name it, they're there. And you see all those people, and it's just like all of them came to see you.
That's funny.
Oh, my gosh. It's just all coming down on you at one time, and you got to block it all out. You got to block it all out.
You can't block it all out, though.
You can, but you can't. You can,
No
but
way.
you can't. It is because you can indulge into the game. Like that game time kicks in, and then that other part of you that want to be out there with the crowd, want to be with other people, celebrating and doing all that, you can't be because of the game, and your mind switches just that fast. Actually being there in the moment, in that time, with that patch right there on your chest, it's just something that, is indescribable.
This has been Best Thing I Heard This Week. Tune in weekdays at noon Eastern.